good job of simplifying that, of presenting it.
Despite the conviction, Donald Trump remains free on his own recognizance. The sentencing will be July 11. Attorney Nicole Brunecki says the judge likely will consider several factors.
If you look at Trump as a defendant, and I know he's a former president, so this is all unique, but if you look at him as a defendant, he's a first-time offender. He's at a certain age, in his 70s.
Donald Trump's attorneys will appeal the case. Trump himself has vowed to fight to the end. Carol DiOria, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Yes, in fact, he said this outside the courthouse.
Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent.
Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg telling reporters he did his job.
This type of white-collar prosecution is core to what we do at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office.
And he praised the jury for doing their job.
12 everyday jurors vowed to make a decision based on the evidence and the law, and the evidence and the law alone.
So I bet you wish you had been a fly on the wall in the courtroom, am I right? Our Juliet Papa was there.
Donald Trump had been smiling, looked relaxed, kidded with his attorney when he first entered the courtroom. The judge had indicated he was ready to send the jury home. But minutes later, the atmosphere lit up like a rocket. The judge was back on the bench to say the jury had reached a verdict. There were audible gasps in the courtroom as court officers swarmed the aisles and the jury entered. The foreperson with microphone in hand spoke simply and clearly, answering the 34 counts one at a time, guilty on each count of falsifying business records. Trump appeared stunned, then shook his head in apparent disbelief and disgust. As Trump left the courtroom, his son Eric extended his hand. Trump gave it a firm shake. Juliet Papa, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
The Biden-Harris campaign saying the only way to keep Donald Trump out of the Oval Office is at the ballot box. The Trump campaign sending out a fundraising email calling the former president a political prisoner. They also said so many people made donations, their website crashed. Donald Trump set to speak at 11 this morning. 1010 Wins will carry it live. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins with Denise Pellegrini.
Well, stock futures right now, they are pointing to a lower open, not as low as before, though. Investors eyeing the U.S. political landscape and also waiting for a report on inflation. That comes out in just about an hour. Dow E-minis down 44 points, S&P 500 down 12, NASDAQ down 72. Ticketmaster and Parent Live Nation hit with a class action suit over hacking. Suit says Ticketmaster was negligent in failing to protect consumer information, private information of about 560 million customers compromised by the hacker group Shiny Hunters, according to the suit, and then placed for sale on dark web forums. Ticketmaster has not confirmed this breach and didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Denise Pellegrini for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Attention patients exposed to urologist Darius Paduch. Paduch has been criminally convicted for exploiting male patients under the guise of medical.
Thank you, folks, for joining me on my morning commute. If you're new to the channel, if you just landed on this video, my purpose for this channel is to document history, to record history for future generations, and doing that by uploading a small snippet of that morning's news from 1010 Wins in New York. I do know that the news will always be on the internet forever, right? Because it's on the internet. However, you lose the local flavor of the New York metropolitan area. You lose the small local news that occur in these communities, and you lose the actual sense of receiving the live broadcast of whatever occurred. We all know that we can go and maybe look at a historical event from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but to find clips of the actual real-time live broadcast may be more of a challenge. So for that purpose, every morning I commute to work. I listen to the news anyway. Let me see.
And from consultation to insight.
Yeah, still commercials. So I listen to the news anyway. I drive to work anyway. I've decided to start sharing that to YouTube. So if you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're not, I hope you subscribe and become a formal historian on the channel. We're currently waiting for the 7:30 news. There's a lot of history going on right now in politics, and my purpose is just to record it all. I don't pick sides. My own political leanings are my own. I respect both sides. And we're still on commercial here as we drive on Trenton Avenue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop here for a moment. For those of you who are not from this area, you can take the 703 to East Rutherford. We're waiting for the headlines at 7:30 on this historical day, for good or bad.
Good morning, I'm Susan Richard. WINS News Time 7:30.
And a very good Friday morning. I'm Scott Stanford. NYPD says it seems like it was a territorial conflict. One guy stabbed with a machete in Times Square yesterday.
The victim was stabbed in both legs outside a McDonald's near West 45th Street and Broadway around 1 in the afternoon. Vendor Dwayne Jackson, who works across the street, said he saw a man and woman running from the scene.
A lot of times when you see people running, it's not necessarily always bad. They could be running to get to the Port Authority, but it was a little early for that.
Jackson said police arrived almost immediately.
The response was quick. The ambulances were here quick.
Police say the trio was caught 6 blocks away at 6th Avenue and 52nd Street. It's unclear what prompted the attack, but Jackson said unlicensed vendors sometimes sell CDs there to unsuspecting tourists. Marla Diamond, 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM in Times Square.
And the wounded CD vendor was taken to Bellevue. He is expected to recover. WINS News Time, 7:31. Traffic and transit Friday morning. Beautiful day in the skies. How about the roads, Karen Stewart?
Well, we're not good right now on the Garden State Parkway. We're closed. Southbound on the Garden State Express at the John Bon Jovi service area in Sayreville. We've got a no-return vehicle out there. Again, all lanes are blocked. The local lanes are where you are going to head instead. They're clearing a disabled vehicle from the southbound side of 684 to exit 5 for the Sawmill now. The right lane is in the process of reopening there. The southbound Deegan near 230th Street still has got an accident out there, and the delays are still back to Yonkers Avenue in Yonkers.
Sorry for the glare as we're driving east right now.
Sawmill, of course, cross county down into the Mosholu Parkway, and then it gets better down the Henry Hudson Parkway to 95. A little bit of a southbound delay from the Cross Bronx getting down into 158th Street, but that's about it there. And as we check what you need to know, I have the hiccups, and what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, the inbound George, upper levels 45, the lower levels 25, and the outbound George Washington Bridge has got a 10-minute wait while mass transit continues to do fabulous. And we're sponsored by Stu Leonard's Farm Fresh Foods. It's the grand opening of Stu Leonard's Farm Fresh Food and Wine Store in Clifton, New Jersey, located in the Stuyertown Shopping Center just off Route 3. You'll love our grand opening specials, free samples, and more. Come see how much fun food shopping can be. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM.
Here we go.
Don't want to get a copyright strike, even though this channel is not monetized.
Today for Daryl McDaniels, the DMC part of Run DMC. Meteorologist Joe Lundberg, Clint Eastwood, also a birthday boy today. Go ahead, make my day. Did I take 5 shots or only 6? You feeling lucky? We're lucky today, Joe, aren't we? Nice weather.
This is our lucky day. In fact, it could be our lucky weekend overall. It's going to be pretty nice. Sunshine will dominate today, 76th, and tonight clear down to 60. Low to mid-50s in the suburbs. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, up to 82. Partly sunny Sunday. Now, maybe there's a shower. If that happens, it's in the afternoon and probably in the western suburbs, the high 80. Do look for a couple of showers Sunday night and maybe Monday morning. Later Monday, it dries out with some sun and a high of 76 to 80. The Allergy Alert forecast is sponsored by ENT and Allergy Associates, ear, nose, throat, and allergy care close to home. The outlook today, medium high. Grasses and oak being the main pollens. In Central Park, we've got sunshine at 59. We're going up to 76. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 WINS on 92.3 FM.
All right, thank you, Joe. WINS News Time, 7:34. Mayor Adams fighting rats in New York City. Seems to have a problem at a building he owns in Brooklyn. Daily News reporting the mayor was slapped with another ticket earlier this month for a rat infestation problem at an apartment building he owns in Bed-Stuy. It's reportedly the 5th rat summons he's received since he took office 2.5 years ago. Rat sightings are up across the city, by the way. The mayor has made the rat problem a priority. There's an urban rat summit he'll be hosting in September with experts descending upon Gracie Mansion, rat experts. Daily News says the latest ticket on the mayor's property is listed as, quote, fail to eliminate rodent infestation. A police officer is dead after a shooting in Minnesota.
Oh, no.
2 other people were killed, including the shooter.
In Minneapolis.
Once again, we're sitting here with a police department that's in incredible pain and a community that's in incredible pain.
Drew Evans with the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension says Officer Jamal Mitchell responded to a call of a shooting at an apartment.
And as Officer Mitchell neared the scene, he located individuals that were injured.
Evans says the 28-year-old officer was ambushed while providing medical help. Assistant Police Chief Katie Blackwell says Mitchell was exceptional in every way.
That's Jennifer Kuiper reporting. Hey, there's a new scam to be on the lookout for. This one involves Easy Pass. Officials are warning customers, if you get a text message that looks like it's from Easy Pass in regards to an outstanding balance, don't click on that link. It could be a phony. New Jersey Easy Pass and the FBI says this text message scam is targeting folks in the Garden State and around the country. The company says customers need to be cautious about text messages from unfamiliar phone numbers demanding payment of outstanding toll balances. The Easy Pass website says it's an effort to try and trick customers into sharing credit card numbers and other sensitive information. Hey, I got to tell you, we should all be ashamed of ourselves. I mean, what did we accomplish this week? Nothing compared to one fella in India. 44-year-old Vinod Chaudhary broke his own Guinness World Record. What for, you ask? Typing the alphabet on a keyboard with his nose. Yeah, he did it. 25.66 seconds. Broke his own record of 26.73 seconds. Hey, you try it. See how you do. By the way, he also holds the record for the fastest time typing the alphabet backwards with a single hand at 5.36 seconds. Try that. Backwards with both hands. See how you do.
Don't want to get a copyright strike in case the channel gets monetized later.
To do a remake of 9 to 5. But one of the movie's original stars weighs in on whether or not it can be done the right way. 1010 Wins Entertainment's coming up next.
Working